Go. I am going to share my screen. Hold, please. I have this pulled up. Sorry, y'all. Ha! Present. I'm getting really fast at this. Okay, we all welcome to Meet Plexus tonight. We just want to help y'all get a better feel for what this is. You may have seen your friend sharing the pink drink. You may have seen your friend talking about gut health or GLP-1, but we just want you to know that we're a lot more than those couple of things. And this has been such a huge blessing for us. Otherwise, we would not still be talking about it. So, want to talk for just a second about the community here. Y'all, if you have ever started a health journey and been like piecemealing it together, maybe you've grabbed some things that a friend recommended from Amazon or Costco or whatever, your local supplement shop, um, and you're just trying to figure it out. Well, y'all, that's not what this is. We have a community of people, all these people that you see in these pictures that are here to help you see the best results that you're looking for, um, to know that you're not doing this alone, and to just cheer you on every step of the way. And that truly is why I'm still here 8 years later, because it makes that big of a difference. And so I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. And I'm going to share a little bit of my story. So, my name is Allie, and I had a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old when I was at a place of desperation. This was 8 years ago. Um, I was exhausted. I would wake up tired, and I would either know this is going to be a 2 or 3 cup of coffee day, or I was planning out when can I squeeze in a nap. And I was at my heaviest. I was not one of those lucky ones that loses weight breastfeeding. I was the one getting asked by my patients and their families because I was a postpartum nurse, "Oh, when's your baby due?" I was not pregnant. And it was incredibly defeating. And so, yeah, that's where I was. My skin was a mess. I had really itchy skin all over my scalp. And my sweet friend Shannon had been telling me and sharing for over a year, but I was that skeptical. But I thought, man, I'm either going to go back to giving myself shots for my skin to calm down, or I'm going to try this for a few months and see what happens. And so I did. I was like, let me start on this gut health system that she keeps talking about. I had watched it help her with UTIs and energy and weight loss. And so, y'all, I was 3 days in turning down brownies at a neighborhood party. And I had never had that kind of self-control around sweets in my entire life. 2 weeks in, my kids were napping and I was mopping my kitchen, and I don't like cleaning, but I just felt so good. Like, what else can I tackle on this list? Um, I was going to the bathroom more, and I didn't feel like a busted can of biscuits in my pants. It was fantastic. I was breastfeeding at the time. My milk supply actually increased. And that first month, I dropped about 6 pounds. And I feel like most of it was really just puffiness in my face, in my hands, around my midsection. And I was just thrilled. I didn't know how it was working. I just knew it was working. And so I want to talk about that just ever so briefly, our gut health system. It's where most people start. You get to choose which flavor of the pink drink that you start on. The hunger control, you see the difference here, just the size. The only difference is flavor and fiber. Hunger control has a polydextrose fiber, so it expands in your stomach. You kind of sip on it for like 30 minutes before you eat. It helps you feel fuller faster, not want to eat as much. This one's the black cherry lime, and it is fantastic. And then the little one is microbiome activating. It has a prebiotic fiber, so it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. They both help balance your blood sugar. They're both helping to decrease inflammation in your body, help you with that steady energy so you're not riding the highs and lows all day before you eat, after you eat. Um, and they've helped me so much with sugar cravings. So that is that piece. And then you get our probiotic, Probio 5, it's in there, and BioCleanse. So Probio 5 is literally the only probiotic I have ever been able to tell a difference on, and I've tried many. Like, have you ever taken a probiotic and you've thought to yourself, I hope it's doing something in there because I don't really know. That was my experience. And this one, I was like, oh, it's helping with cravings, it's helping with my sleep, it's helping with my skin. Because one of the things in there is a digestive enzyme. There's many, and one of them is an antifungal. So it helps break down yeast. If you've ever been on an antibiotic, eaten processed food, been stressed out, or eaten sugar, chances are you got yeast going on in there that is overgrown. And then BioCleanse is our magnesium. It just helps flush things out, y'all. It's like the gentle rinser, making sure that things are moving along. And if you hear the word cleanse and you think, I do not want to sit on the pot all day, you will not. Don't worry. Keyword is gentle. Okay, so I'm going back to sharing my screen, y'all. Thank you for being so patient. I'm sorry. Coming over here. Okay. So if you've ever said to yourself, I don't need supplements, I'm fine. That was me for over a year. Meanwhile, you have no energy, binge eat sugar, avoid certain foods because they tear your stomach up. You get sick often. You're anxious, bloated, maybe you have headaches, can't take the weight off. Y'all, Plexus is clean ingredients. There's no artificial colors or sweeteners, no artificial flavors. It's gluten-free, non-GMO, plant-based, no preservatives, no hormones, no artificial stimulants, and safe for daily use. Like y'all, I would not still be ordering this 8 years in if it was not still working for me. Made in the USA, sourced from where they need to be sourced from, and backed by science. So let me see this next.
Here's a number that made me realize the gut health crisis hiding in plain sight. 40% of Americans say that their bowels disrupt their daily lives. 40%? 15% of Americans have irritable bowel syndrome. 3 out of 4 Americans can't poop in a public restroom. 1 out of 3 struggle to go to the bathroom on vacation.
I have wanted to do an episode on this topic for years. Gut issues, bloating, constipation, gas, IBS, and yes, you and I, we're going to talk about poop. Oh, yes, we're going there. Today's guest is one of the world's leading experts on the gut-brain connection and how your body.
Okay, that was just a little snippet of that. But you
Here's
guys,
a number that made
I'm
me
so
realize that
sorry.
we have a gut.
I'm so sorry. Y'all, here's what I did not know. 90% of our mood and energy, our serotonin is produced in our gut. And 50% of gut dysbiosis can reduce your metabolism by 50%. That's crazy to me. Inflammation. So leaky gut allows those toxins into the bloodstream, triggering inflammation through the body. And 80% of your immune system is in your gut. And all these chronic illnesses or autoimmune conditions are linked to starting from bad gut health. You guys, nobody taught me this in nursing school. I felt majorly gypped on that. So, gut health system, we talked about that. But seeing y'all, seeing these faces here, I'm moving this. One thing I noticed, I had eyeballs again. Look at my friend Amber's eyeballs. When we really get inflammation out of your body, it absolutely impacts that. And I remember thinking, I don't have time for complicated. I cannot do 10 to 15 steps, but I could mix up a drink and I could take a couple of capsules at bedtime. That's what I thought. And it's been simple enough that I've been able to sustain that for all this time. And it's just like brushing my teeth, truly. And then we've added in armor. So I don't know if any of y'all have heard about colostrum, but we're now addressing your gut lining. It's your body's first line of defense. So every day it's impacted by stress, travel, processed foods, medications, environmental toxins, and just the wear and tear of life. And Armor is helping to support that gut lining. It's helping with digestive comfort. It's helping reinforce that barrier and supports immune health. It's supporting your body's natural GLP-2 signaling for gut health and repair. So it's that A2 colostrum. If you've ever looked into dairy and like what makes people feel inflamed with dairy and some of the dairy that people can handle, A2 is the most gentle form. It's a lot easier to digest. L-glutamine, acacia fiber, and prebiotics and targeted botanicals. So it's basically like patching up holes in your gut lining. And it's not not just the bacteria living inside of it. So if you have ever had your gallbladder removed and some foods now really trigger you, people are seeing incredible results with that. Skin, I will tell y'all, my psoriasis on my scalp has been way happier since I added this in. Like, I'm not scratching at all. And then if you can see my friend over here, she had really patchy spots on her elbows, and they're like clearing up, you guys. Incredible. So it's just another um, way to support gut health with adding that in. Okay, how to pick your supplement stack. Basically, most people will start with gut health. Not all, but most do. And then they'll customize with adding in some of these on the bottom left. And we can go into like what each one is for after the call. But adding in some things that's just going to help with whatever specific goals you're coming in. We know not everybody is cookie cutter. Um, and then our GLP-1 support system. So if you've seen your friend talking about the purple drink, this is what it is. It is basically helping your body do what it's already designed to do. Our bodies create their own GLP-1 hormone. Um, and its strategy, you take them at the same time and it just helps shut down the food noise. It helps with cravings. It's helping with hormone balance, sleep, mood. So, this is my friend Alita on the left, and my friend Megan on the right. And what I appreciate is how easy that is to fit into your day. These two drinks, that Slim Hunger Control I was telling you about, Restore comes in a smaller packet just like that. You dump them in together into one drink. And then you take two capsules. Balance is our carb blocker. It helps block about 48% of carbs and sugar from even being absorbed. And when you take them all together, it works incredibly well. So that's why it's sold out twice already, y'all, because it be working. And these are our top three options. For if you're like, okay, that's a lot of options. I need you to narrow it down. We got you. So we got gut health on the far left. We got the GLP-1 support in the middle. And we have people that are starting with both gut health and GLP-1. Um, Everything's a full month's supply. You have a 60-day money back guarantee and less than 2% return rate, which was very reassuring for me because I was a big old skeptic. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to kick it over to my sweet friend Hunter to share a little bit of her story.
Thank you, Allie. Okay, so it's crazy. Allie's been here almost 8 years, right? And I've been here almost 7 now. And we share our stories a lot. We know each other's stories, and yet every time, like I'm reminded how similar mine was to Allie's. Allie and I were coworkers together. I was also a postpartum mama of two, and I was really, really struggling with my mood and my weight and my energy and just not finding joy in what was supposed to be the most joyous time of my life. And I saw this change in Allie and reached out to her. So I started with a gut health system. I can deep dive into what that did for me and why I'm still here 7 years later. But the biggest things for me was in that first year, I lost about 28 pounds. I was able to get off of my anxiety medication that I had been on for both of my postpartum experiences so far. And I also was able to get off some other prescription medication for some other health issues. So that alongside, we can talk about kicking the caffeine and the sugar cravings and all the things too that just kind of started rolling in. But you guys, I wasn't adding in exercise and I wasn't eating salads all day long. It was just going in, cleaning my gut out, and helping my body function how it was supposed to. Come a pandemic and other things and craziness in life, and I was diagnosed with with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disorder, and attacking my thyroid. And during that 18 months of figuring out how to help my body, um, I never felt better. I never felt like my labs were really improving all like dramatically. But every single time I'd go for a follow-up, we would just keep up in the dose of the medication. And here's two things I have learned this week. We're getting smarter. We're looking into medications, we're looking into things. The thyroid medication I was on for those 18 months is recalled because it's not working. The other prescription medication I was on before that causes autoimmune disorders. They're researching that. Probably going to be recalled too. And it's a very popular one. So I'm not going to big pharma bash on here, but
just to say that these things get in our bodies and sometimes they don't actually help us. They are making us more sick. And so that is when Plexus came out with Restore. I added that to my system and I was able to get off of my thyroid medication within about 4 to 6 weeks. I weaned myself off of it, felt better than I had ever. I was sleeping good. I wasn't losing my hair in handfuls anymore. My heart rate was normal. I wasn't as moody and anxious because what I thought was anxiety postpartum was really my thyroid not functioning. Um, and just overall, just feeling so much better. So that was 3 years ago. I've now been cleared. My thyroid looks completely healthy. And I think that is all to Restore. So Restore is part of that GLP-1 system that Ali shared about and why it works so well for so many different things, whether it's activating your GLP-1 or just helping your body function better, balancing hormones. Why it helps on such a wide variety is because it helps our livers function. Our liver is the big filter in our body. And when you add in processed foods and medications and sugar and all the things, just environmental toxins that are around us every single day, it bogs down our liver and it can't function and filter like it's supposed to. And Restore just goes in and like gives it a boost, clears it out, kind of like an oil change, and just gets it working again. And that is why I have noticed such huge results from Restore. But more than that, more than all of these products that have kept me here for 7 years, this community that has kept me here for 7 years and going strong, I just had friends and coworkers noticing the changes in me, just like I noticed them in Allie. And we really didn't have a line item budget for supplements. It was a stretch to kind of take these, but once I started feeling good, I knew we needed to do it and I just needed to figure it out. And so a couple weeks into it, I started sharing with some friends and just, you know, they would ask me what I was doing and I would share with them. I would have samples on me all the time. I would mix up a drink and just let people try it. And that has become my main source of income. That has allowed me to stay home the last almost 3 years after I had my third daughter. And it has just really changed our lives in a lot of different ways. And it's not something I ever thought that I would be doing as a like full-time income. I'm a nurse. I went to school for many, many years for that degree. I'm very proud of that degree. But being away from my babies more and more just to make a bigger paycheck was not the goal once I started having kids. So sharing with my friends, sharing what this opportunity is just been life-changing for us. And I know Allie can speak to that too. She's been home a little bit longer than I have. Um, what I like about Plexus, and I think it goes into it in the next slide, maybe, but what I like about Plexus is that a lot of you have heard of network marketing in all different kinds of ways. There's bad raps, there's good raps, there's good companies, bad, all the things that we hear about. What Plexus does is that we help each other. No one's alone. You're not on an island. We have the best team in Plexus here, and we truly, truly have the best systems and resources, and really just help people be seen and felt and loved, and sharing what we do and why we love these products. But the other really cool thing about Plexus is they really thought this through. And they made not only unique products, but products that people actually need, products that people take every single day. And so you're not begging people to order every single month. They fall in love with the products, they order every month, and that keeps this residual income. And they see transformations in their health, and then they want to open their mouths just like we did. And so it just builds this nice round team and I think on the next page, yes, this is what I was thinking about. Our model is called a starburst model. And so it just really helps. It doesn't rely just on you. You also can't soar just on Susie underneath you. You have to actually work a little bit too and share with your friends, which just keeps it very fair and even. And we can grow in so many different ways. And we don't have to have what you hear about on other teams where you have to have a very balanced legs or things like that to not get paid. They made it very fair. They made it to where our compensation plan, you can come in a brand new person and soar to the top. Or if that's not your goal, you can come in, grab just a couple of friends because y'all want to do this together for accountability, and it covers the cost of your products. You can do whatever you want here. It's so customizable. Um, it's easy, it's fun, takes a little bit of work depending on how big you want to grow and what your goals are. But that's why we have the systems for just adding a friend or two or growing a whole team. What's really cool too is we have next day pay, which is awesome. I love that. That's my favorite thing that rolled out this year. And getting a paycheck the very next day after helping a friend get started is just a nice little pat on the back for for opening your mouth about something you love. Um, Yeah, that's kind of what we talked about already. So, just depending on what your goals are, how hard you want to work, what you're looking for doing, it would depend on how much work you have to put in, how much time. Um, and then there are the ranks over here and how much you can make monthly. And we have people on this call right now, anywhere from silver, bringing in 150, covering the cost of their products just about for the month, all the way up to sapphire. So, it's a huge wide range. We've got a great team. We have seen all different kinds of paychecks, and getting your first paycheck with a comment in it just for opening your mouth about some supplements is like the coolest thing in the world. So for this summer, um, well, or just to get started, you would order your wellness bundle, whichever one you wanted to. If we did the gut health system or the GLP-1 or even the big one, that would unlock your ability for your referral link. And then your friend will help you create a cart, share it with your friends. You grab some friends. My first two customers were my mom and my sister. They're still here with me 7 years later. And then I did a post on Facebook, and I had a bunch of friends join me after that because we have so many friends struggling in silence that we just don't even realize. And if I would have never posted, I would have never known to reach out to them, and they would have never known to reach out to me. So it's blessed both of us in that way. There's a lot of cash on the table, and what else? I thought this was going to be specials, but it's not. This is just about making money. Sorry, I should have looked at the slides before, but I'm
No,
just
you're
here.
fine. You're totally fine. And yeah, first of all, again, thank y'all for being on. We do have 10% off your first order and free shipping through tomorrow. So I don't know about you, but I'm all about come again. You said free shipping? Yes, we did, in fact. So if you need a little extra nudge, we do have that. But y'all, when you hop off this call, whoever invited you is going to give you a call or message you and just chat. See what stood out to you, what questions you have. And y'all, no question is silly or ridiculous. I asked a lot of them. So if you have questions, we're happy to stay on another few minutes and answer them here, or you can just chat with your friend afterwards. But we hope that you got a good feel for what this is, what it could do for you, and that you're leaving here feeling hopeful. So that's all. Anybody have questions